Hi everyone, it's Kerry Ann here from Shabby Art Boutique and the Handmade Club. I shared yesterday on my newsletter the latest project I've made using the February kit Granny's Pantry. So this kit was actually inspired by my granny and her 1960s kitchen, complete with a wood fire stove. Yes, she still used a wood fire stove back then, and she had just the most amazing butler's pantry, which I absolutely adored. So this is a very nostalgic kit for me. It is comes straight from my heart, and it's felt really special to me all along. And this project that I've made, it's actually something I've wanted to make for a long time. It's a recipe book keepsake. So it combines all the recipes from the special recipes from my granny and from my mum, and a section at the back for me. And what I'm planning to do is I'm making one of these each for both of my girls, and when I pass on to them, it'll have another section at the back where they can add their own recipes as well. So obviously all the generations are quite different in the styles of cooking, but we do, like all families, have our special recipes that we go to for special occasions. So the book is made from, I just used white card from the stationery store, and I've made a printable file to basically adhere the pages onto the white card. And I've included that file in the February Dropbox. So I put that in there yesterday. So if you're already a club member, you can pop back in there and pick that up. So when I made this book, I wanted a couple of decorative pages at the front. And the reason being is on the back of the first couple of pages, I wanted to leave this free for journaling, and I want to write a little bit about our family history and especially about my granny. But obviously that's quite private, so I didn't want to share that here, but I will do that now, probably in the months to come when I'm filling out all the recipes. So the first two cards, or first three cards actually, are different shapes, and I've actually I made a template for those and put them in the printable as well. So you'll be able to, if you want to make it exactly the same, you can do that. So once again, the second page, I've got that blank area where I can write on. Then we start with the recipe cards. Now these recipe cards are in the kit. So it's a printable page like this. And what I've done with these cards is when I've cut them out, I've left that white bit on the left-hand side, and I've just cut around the outside, removed the excess white, scored across the middle, and folded them in half. And what you get then is you've got this little recipe card that's got a front and a back, so plenty of room to write, but you've got this white area on the side, and that's for the binder rings, so that you're not actually going to then be putting holes in the actual recipe card part. And what I did on the edges was I just collaged some of the lovely matching coordinating papers from the kit. There's 20 different papers there, so there's plenty to choose from, and I just ripped up some strips and did a little bit of stitching as well. So I've tried not to put too many embellishments in this kit, and the reason being, there's a couple of little bits on the divider pages, but we know that paper gets brittle with age, and this is an item that I want to hand down to my children, and I don't want all the little bits and pieces falling off. So I've kept it really minimal and really just relied on the actual graphics to tell the story. So another shaped divider here, as I said, the template is in the printable. So I'm into the section now for my granny, and what I've done on the back of each of the dividers is I've made a pocket. The pockets are in the printable as well. I've put in extra cards there, so see, these ones do not have the extra bit on the side. There's just a recipe card. So I've put a couple of those in each pocket, and there's room there to obviously put photos or handwritten recipes. Perhaps you've got copies of lovely recipes from your loved ones. As I said, photos, journal cards. It's just something that tells the story of that person. For that reason, I actually added in an extra one after I started making it. I wanted to really make this about my granny. She was the reason why I've made this kit. So I've got a photo of her there, and of course the wood fire stove, which is what started all this conversation about granny and cooking on the old stove. And that's what really, led to making this actual kit. And of course I had to include an apron, because my granny, anyone that knows and loved her, she wore an apron every day of her life when she was at home. So that's sort of really special to me. But you could delete that from the actual file, or you might have something you might like to put on there. So more recipe cards going through. You can put in as many as you like. The great thing about using the binder rings is you can get them in all different sizes. So the more you put in there, the bigger the rings. Easy. Going into my mum's section, once again, another pocket, more recipe cards in there, more recipe cards here. And I'm going to go through, and I could have actually typed these on the computer. I decided I want to handwrite all of them. I just think it gives it a lovely, more nostalgic feel. I've got my section here at the back. Once again, same thing, pocket, recipe cards. I didn't mention there's tabs. I've included tabs in the printable as well, so you can label them. And then, as I said earlier, I'm going to add another section in here for my daughters to put in their own recipes as well. And on the back, just finish with a lovely little decorative page. So that's something I'm going to be handing down to my family. But if you've been in our Simply Shabbylicious Facebook group, you would have seen the design team and our members sharing lots of great projects from this kit, and they're all quite different. And I think that is because the colour range in this kit is quite diverse, ranging from pastel colours through to the brighter reds and teals, so they can look quite different, the projects. There's 20 different papers in the kit. These ones here I'm going to show you now, they're just the 5x7 ones that you could use for journaling, but I do also supply full-size images in A4 and letter size. And as you see as I go through the papers, there's some decorative pages like these, probably about, I think, maybe 8, 9 decorative pages where they have the designs on them, but the rest of the pages are all just plain prints and florals and things that coordinate together. So it's just a beautiful colour palette. It's quite vintage in its styling, and as I said, you can sort of pick out, use the green and reds together, or you can just really go with all the soft pastel pinks and vintage colours. So there's 60 images that come with this kit. This is a fussy cut file that I provided as well. It's a bonus because the actual kit is the graphics, and as I said, there's 60 of them in there. They're all got transparent backgrounds. They are large sizes, meaning that you can resize them and not lose any quality in your image. So I give you that option there. As I said, they're in zip files. You can just download those and create your own images like I did for the recipe book. So as I said, 60 images. There, some of them are graphics, some of them are things that you can use like the little trade cards, the vintage trade cards, which I've added some of my images to, menu plans, shopping lists, tags and tabs, pockets, some more beautiful vintage trade cards, just all beautiful. These are all some of the vintage images that I've added into it, and they're all things that reminded me of my granny. They're all specific to my granny. And I also added in a few things that were more European and American as well. Obviously I'm Australian, so we do things a little bit differently. So I try to be inclusive so everyone's got something there that is relevant to them. So I hope that you really like this project. There's lots of projects. As if you got the newsletter yesterday, you'll see that the design team girls are doing all sorts of different things, journals and scrapbook pages. There's just lots of inspiration there. So this kit is available for 2 more weeks and then it'll be gone. So they are limited edition kits, only available for 1 month. So I hope you like seeing my family recipe keepsake book. Thanks guys, bye.